Hey, 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 it is Wellness Wednesday, and you know what that means. Dear Camille, let's talk about it. So, on today's edition, I'm super excited to be talking with you all about what does it really mean about love in the skin that you're in, Camille? What are we talking about? Why are you always saying that? And what does that have to do with our wellness? Dear Camille, let's talk about it. Now, if you are loving these series, please be sure to share this video out onto your feed so that more people know that this is going on live. I'm here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in what I call Dear Camille. And it's all about various information about wellness because as we're learning, wellness is so much more than just fitness. That's actually on step 5 or 6. We have to really understand the power of all the different areas of wellness for us to truly build lasting lifestyles and build and create those legacies for ourselves and for our future generations. But it starts with us taking action on ourselves and knowing what is available for us and being aware of the things that we need to do to take place and to get into action now. And so today I'm super excited to bring to you all everything about what is it that I talk about. I'm always talking about, loving the skin that you're in. First and foremost, if you're tuning with me, would love to know where you're from. Drop in the comments where you're tuning in from. Love to hear what I just love technology, and it's really cool when we could see where each other's from. Awesome sauce. Love it, love it, love it. So I really wanted to bring this conversation to the forefront because I know you hear it all the time, especially in the new wave that we're into with the fitness and the wellness. Loving the skin that you're in. Muscles, drink, pill, juice. What do we do? Right? And what does it really mean for loving the skin that I mean, like some people say, but I love the skin that I'm in. What does that mean for me? What are we talking about? Well, let's get right down into it. When I talk about loving the skin that you're in, it's not just about, us having this look, this six packs or these muscles, all that stuff. That's external. That's truly external and it's individual for that person. As I always say, wellness is not a cookie cutter thing. We should not all look the same or we'll just be robots. I guess we could just be, but we're not. We're all shaped differently. We think differently. Our metabolism is different. Everything is different. Even as much as what we're learning now, that so much things that we thought that were hereditary are actually caused because of lifestyle choices, right? That we once used to say, hey, it's because my father had, is it though? Or is it a lifestyle habit? And we're learning that there's so much more to that. So when we talk about loving the skin that you're in, it's truly about understanding and loving who you are from the inside out. What I mean by that is there's two parts of us. There's our external and there's our internal. Majority of our lives we are really driven by our external, and the reason for that is because we are driven by what we see, what we perceive, how we interpret that into our own mindset. But most of the time it's a tangible or physical thing that we are looking at or that we make the forefront of our why. But there's a greater side of us that, over, I can honestly say, probably only over the last 80 to 100 years that we have really been talking and really understanding it, starting with, the Andrew Carnegie's and Napoleon Hill's, is the power of understanding that all success, everything that we desire in their physical state, truly derives from our internal, how we perceive ourselves, how we interpret situations, failures, successes, how we understand and accept and release the feelings and emotions that continuously flow through us depending on the situation or circumstances. We are constantly evolving as we wake up every day. Every day truly is a new day to experience. And it's never going to be the same as it was the previous day, nor do we even understand or know what the future is going to bring for us. But some way, somehow, we get so stuck in the fear of the past and the fear of the unknown that it really takes a toll on our now and really starts to take in who we are. And when it does that, It's no, it goes deeper than that skin. It goes deeper than skin. That love. And I always say the body keeps the score. So if you are internally not feeling at optimal, what happens is those hormones that we don't want to have come into us, such as the cortisol, we have those headaches, we can be slowing down our metabolism. All these things, these perils happen because of the things that we're taking on the external, the things that we are not understanding, and we're going through these mundane life, but it actually affecting us internally until one day an unfortunate circumstance happens, such as, the doctor says you have to do such and such because of an ailment, or worse yet, you do develop that ailment and you have to make these, it's mandatory to make these lifestyle changes. And that's what I always say to people. If it's mandatory at the time of the peril, why is it not mandatory at the time of health, when you're capable and when you're able? Why do we humans wait until the has hit the fan, until we turn off the fan and don't let the fly in the first place? Let it sink down, right, to the ground. Why do we do this? And it's because we are heavily influenced by that flashy coin, that whole getting stuck in that circle of a hamster wheel, that we forget that the true essence of our life, of our story, of our journey begins within. It begins with the love that you have for you. Because when you love yourself so deeply, it's going to ignite you to take those risks, to build up that wonder and curiosity, not into fear, because fear is something that is also unknown. It turns it into faith, which is unknown, but it inspires us. It puts us into that spirit, to motivate us to do the things that we know we need to do to achieve the things that we feel and desire, inspire to be. But it takes teaching. It takes us reconditioning ourselves from what we were taught and also how we were influenced throughout our lives. And a lot of our influence comes from the way we were raised. No shame to any parents, because I'm a parent. I'm a mom of 3, and I have to say to myself, I'm doing a good job, and I know you are all too. So it's not that we are poisoning ourselves or our children. It's that we are doing habits, or we're repeating habits that we don't even realize that we're doing, that were taught from us from previous generations, that no longer service us. And when we still instill these habits that no longer serve us, what may happen is that a peril could derive from that. Even our eating habits. Oh, we eat this all the time because it's in my culture, it's in my family. I get it. And there's nothing wrong with having it here and there. But if it is now you're realizing that your family has high blood pressure, does it really run the family? Or is it the way of your lifestyle? But when you love the skin that you're in, you get more in tuned with it. It's like you reprogram yourself to really be your own indicator. You're your own GPS within, because you are able to understand those signals based on the feelings, the emotions, and the understandings of your body movements. When you can understand who you are from the inside out, you could better navigate how you act and react to certain situations on the external. It's going to push you more to stay to your goals and your desires. When you walk past that mirror and you see yourself in the reflection, what do you say to yourself, and how does that make you feel? Just think about it. Just walk past that mirror, just start talking to yourself and get into that feeling. Get into the feeling of what those words that you're saying to yourself feels like. Does it make you feel good? Does it inspire you? Does it say, yes, you got this? Or is it saying, what are you doing? You've always failed. You're not good enough. Or is it a combination? When we look in the mirror, we need to look deeper than the skin. We got to go skin deep, because we are so blinded about, again, what the social norm externally looks like, that we're not even paying attention to the needs of our internal. And when we don't take attention to the internal, there's so much that breaks down inside of us that we're so unaware of that's happening, because we are living in this physical mundane life. And it doesn't require all of this time that we have been taught it takes to do any form of wellness. It does not require us to go on diets that restrict us from amazing food groups. It requires knowledge, it requires action, and it requires you to have that burning why, that burning deep desire and understanding of the feeling that you are what desiring to achieve, which is the number one feeling that we all want, love. But we are taught that love should be from somebody else, a pet, a house, something material, when in actuality it happens within. And when you build up that love within, when you build up that faith of who you are, everything else, that passion, that motivation to even get started is ignited. And when you align yourself into the positions and places and programs that really understand your burning desire and why, and they do it in a way that works for your lifestyle, in combination with the accountability, because accountability is key. Because you know what? That igniting getting to the doorstep is great. And we're there the first few days. But again, life happens and we need to ensure that we have that accountability in place for it to go like, rewind, remember when. We need this sometimes. And that's the power of having these support and accountability in programs that you do. Because of course, so many can say, yeah, I could do this on my own. I could do this on YouTube Versity. And then I always say, why are you not doing it then? And I guarantee you, you have tried. You even went as far as putting it into the search bar, planned out what you're going to do the next day. The next day happens. And you know, the only person that knew about this plan was you. So in actuality, when the next day happens, you have an option of not doing it because who would know? Who would know? You know who would know? You. So by you not doing it, thinking to yourself, nobody's going to know I was going to plan this anyway. So scared, caught scot-free. I don't have to do it. Again, you know you didn't do it. So what happens is 2 days over, you're thinking about, man, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. I shoulda did this when I said I was going to do it because I could have been here right at this point. Who takes the blame? You start blaming your own self. And when we start blaming our own self and putting that blame and that anger instead of that love that we should have within ourselves, those limiting beliefs are like, ha, 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 we see a gateway. We're coming through. This is our opportunity to go through the gate and say, hey, hello, remember those limiting beliefs? I remember when you weren't able to do it. Do you want that to happen to you again, Camille? So maybe you shouldn't do it. Or that procrastination is going to pop in and go, you know, you got better things to do than to ponder on this, because all you're going to do is ponder and you don't know how to get started anyways, right, Camille? What I'm saying is that allows your limiting beliefs to really come through. So how to really mitigate that, to really control those beliefs, those limiting beliefs, is through taking action. It's that simple. It is that simple. Action. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, Camille, you're saying it's that simple. Is it that simple? Put a 1 on the chat if you really think it's that simple. Is it that simple, Camille? Is it really? Is it really? You know what? It is. Period with the T. I'm not even going to be unapologetic about it. It is. And you want to know why? Because what us human beings, when we have a passion or a desire or our focus is laser driven, we find a way. We find a way to get to the prairies. We find a way to innovate. We find a way to create. And if you know you are ready to take that next step and to truly understand the power of peace, of loving the skin that you are in every season of the game, well, it is time for you to take that step and take that action and get into the programs and spaces and places, even connecting with me so I could truly show you the power of wellness and how to incorporate it into your lifestyle. And why is it that simple? Because us humans, we're always trying to complicate things. We're always trying to complicate things. Like, why? Like, we buy all these like expensive, like sensory stuff. And look what my daughter and I made. This is a sensory little activity. All it is water, glitter, in a jar. Great for if you're fidgety. So like, I mean, whenever I'm talking, I'm doing all of this. But you know what? I could go on Amazon and I could find probably the same thing for $59.99, but it has like a label on it and all this kind of fancy dancy stuff. And I made it more complicated because it's going to take 3 weeks to come from shipped over there when all I had to do was just something simple as this. That's what I see when it comes to wellness. We are always complicating things. We don't need to do workouts for an hour a day. We don't even need to go to the gym. It starts off as much as your morning routine, which could take less than 5 minutes, depending on what it is you're doing. It takes about understanding your breath. That doesn't take a lot of time. And most importantly, when it comes to wellness, I say when it comes to that fitness part, that's the step number 5. And how we get to that where it becomes consistent is through taking increment steps, celebrating your wins by slowly adding onto it, stacking up. Stop wanting to have this instant gratification because fast, as we say, fast cash doesn't last. Anything fast just crashes hard, right? We know this. We see this. Look at with me, what's his name? The I don't even know what I'm talking about. The help me out, people. Help me out. Tortoise in the hare. Right? We're always speeding, going so fast nowhere. Right? So if we take the time, we understand that through every habit that we have, it took many years for us to create them and to develop them. So for us to really feel that we're going to eradicate them in days or just limited weeks, we're already setting ourselves up for failure. Let's stick to a plan. Let's go through the journey and the process by taking the action through increments that we can work into your individual lifestyle, doing the fitness that is to your level, understanding your foods. Because I don't know about y'all, but as I said, I get hangry. I need to eat. I don't diet. I eat good whole foods that taste great. I just understand what this food is doing for my body. So it makes me better decipher, am I going to do this? Am I not going to do that? Or how limiting am I going to do in terms of what I'm consuming? That also goes with what I'm putting into my mindset. What am I consuming in terms of watching, reading, listening to? The power of the senses and using them with intention. When you use them with intention, you're also building up to your overall wellness. Can I get a hearts? Can I get some hearts? Can I get some engagement? Let's go. Who's still rocking with me here? Let's go. I see it. I see it. If you're doing the replays, still drop those hearts in there because I always come and look back as I love me some me, but I also love me some y'all too. So spread the love, the power of the love spread. Let's continue it on. Let's create that train, the love train. Ooh, I like that love train. Okay, there goes Camille digressing. Oh, look, bird. But anyways, as I was saying, the reason why it is that simple is because we don't have to make it complicated. Start off simple. Start off with little baby steps. I am starting a 14-day mini challenge that literally takes 5 minutes to do for 14 days. Maybe the most it may take you is 6 or 7 minutes, if that. And it's just for 14 days. And what it's all about is truly about getting you excited of moving that body and proving to yourself that you have the time. And you'll see, oh my gosh, I got a little bit of a workout on and it didn't even cost me that much time. Oh, I could go for another 10 minutes. You're going to realize and notice that you're going to be able to add more time without even notice it affecting your lifestyle. It's that simple, step by step. We do not start at the bottom of the stairs and jump to the top. We go step by step by step. Yes, there's some steps we may double, but we feel that may come with a little bit more work. And that's there for people who are game. Oh yeah. And that's why it's individually programmed. And that's why I do all my programs in a customizable way, because we are not cookie cutters. And I want to make sure that we stay true to what we know we got to do. Right. So that is what it's all about. Loving the skin that you are in is truly knowing that when you have the will, the power will come. The power comes through taking the action that you know that you need to do today. It doesn't require you to take leaps and bounds. It requires you to take that initial step. And when you do, you're going to start to see that the sky is going to become clearer and so many more opportunities and horizons will come your way that once were clouded with the unknown, with distractions of the unknown. So take that action. Do what you need to do, and let's get this going. And contact me today so we can truly get you into loving the skin that you are in. Yes, you love who you are. Yes, it's not about disliking your physical that you so much that you want to change it. It's all about truly understanding, amplifying, and flowing the frequency of love through you, to you, and expressed out of you. And you'll see that everything else around you will come to you in abundance of love. So, dear Camille, Love the skin that you're in. Until next week, remember, it's all about Wellness Wednesday, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Would love to have a connect with you. Definitely slide into my DMs and connect my Calendly, as well as you'll see my all my contacts to connect with me here on LinkedIn. So definitely, let's get this going. Until next week, you got this. We got this. Now let's go. Have a great